Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the third episode of the Circular Chat, curated by ICCE, which is a weekly program that invites experts and practitioners from industries, government, multilateral and bilateral organizations, and nonprofits to discuss how they are embedding circular practices and sustainability in their business models. We have hosted 4 seasons so far on topics like sustainable agriculture, fashion, home decor, EPR, rethinking supply chain, business models and communication, future of plastics, and in the fourth season, we discussed ESG. The fifth season is running successfully, which emphasizes circularity in electrical and electronic equipment sector. We have had 2 episodes out already this season. We have collaborated with NSRCell, the Incubation Center for Startups at IIM Bangalore, for this season. The chat would help consult the industry experts who will help prepare an action plan for implementing circular economy principles in the e-waste sector and expedite the focus on CE to ensure the transition from a linear to circular economy in the WEEE sector in India. The key focus includes the integration of principles in the design, manufacturing, consumption, and end-of-life management of EEE. We are delighted to have Dr. Sandeep Chatterjee, Scientist G, Senior Director and Head of Electronics Materials and Component Development Division, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. Dr. Sandeep is a global expert on electronic waste, circular economy, and resource efficiency with 50+ research and review publications and 4+ patents. He has also received President's Award from former Honorable President of India in 2014 for his work. Dr. Sandeep is currently formulating India's strategy for R&D in materials, photonics, IoT sensors, additive manufacturing, and its successful commercialization. Besides that, he is also heading the Cyber Law and Data Governance Group as Group Coordinator, responsible for formulation, amendment, or interpretation of the Information Technology Act, IT Rules 2021, Digital India Act, Data Protection Act, etc. Welcome, sir. Thanks for taking out your precious time for us today. It is our privilege to have your support in this initiative. Please share a few words, sir.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So, sir, we have a few questions for you, which our audience would want to hear from you. So, sir, according to the Global E-Waste Monitor in 2016, 44.7 metric ton of WEEE were generated worldwide, of which only 20% was recycled. Waste in this sector exhibits much higher concentration of several precious as well as critical metals. What are the best technologies available today for recycling waste in the electronics sector in India?
This is the same report you are talking about, which has come up with 2020, where the global waste has accumulated 54.7 million metric ton. And in 2016 rule, they placed India is a 5th place, but now the 2020 the report says that we have already come into the 3rd place. So we have already generated 3.2 million metric ton, and we are growing. Our electronic waste generation is growing 18% year on year. It's a very right perspectives you have portrayed that what is the recycling technology. Technology is not that difficult, should be. Issue is the collection of material and channelizing in the formal channel. That is the issue. If you know, in India we have vast population of active informal operators. There are almost 2 million informal operators. They are well, connected in various part of the various cities. They are actually channelizing the waste. But if you see from our rule says that it is the duty of the manufacturers or producers, the actual disposal or safe recycling of the end of equipment. So this rule, the portion of the rule is called EPR, Extended Producer Responsibility. So this year EPR says that we should collect 70% of the sold item in the market. But after the 70% you are accumulating in the formal channel, still you are having 95% of the waste going to informal hand. So this is a leakage, or I should say there is a challenge of implementing the rule. That is why it is going to the informal hand. What our ministry is doing, we have been, strengthening the recycling technology ecosystem from since 2007. Once the rule was also not there, rule started in the country in 2012 actually. So we have developed, because India should not use the entirely global technology. We can use the dismantling and segregation by the man can be involved there. But if you are taking the printed circuit board where the most precious metals are there, if you have a different type of plastics where engineering plastics are also there, so that requires a technology. You have a hard disk magnet or spent magnet where the neodymium rare earth is there, you require a technology. So we should know, identify the component fixtures, lithium-ion battery, which also having a valuable metals. So those components require technology. So we have developed technology which can recycle printed circuit board. We have technology we can recycle WEEE plastics. We have technology which can extract the neodymium from the hard disk or other spent magnet. We have a technology which can extract the valuables from the solar panel. We have technology which can extract the rare earth from phosphorus. So these are the things, activity our ministry is doing from almost 2 decades. And we have handed over technology to our formal recycling companies as well. So this is one part, but that requires a investment. So in investment, if you are investing in a technology, to require to return on investment, you require a continuous feed of the material. Since material is leaking in the system, so many investors are not attracted to continue that activity. So that is the challenge. So this is not, the technology is not the little bottleneck, but stringent implementation of the rule and people awareness is actually lacking. This is my answer to your first question.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. So rather than technologies, which we have, you have just mentioned that you have already developed a lot of different technologies for extraction of different materials. Rather than that, we need more of awareness among consumers also, as well as the industry people also, that they have to get the things back to the supply chain. Yeah, right, sir. And so what steps is India taking to reduce the electronics waste? On first hand, we should be reducing the waste that is being generated. So EPR has been introduced in this sector. How will this help in tackling the informal dismantlers in this sector?
Very interesting question. If you see, the EPR is a policy piece started from Sweden way back in 1992. Initially, that was thought through that the end of life management of e-waste will be sufficient to actually address the challenge. In 2004, another Japanese policymaker, Tojo, found that this is inadequate unless you are having an upstream. So that upstream, the design of the product and this green design so that the recyclability and refurbishability are easy. So those things require to be fit in during the design of the product. So unless you are having that type of design, your e-waste will be more. Like I am taking an example. You have different type of mobile manufacturers. Why you will be having a different type of charger? Or if you are having a change in your mobile, why you are purchasing from the same brand, you are taking another charger. So these are all some of the design aspects which can change the reduce the electronic waste. And another part, also the present form of EPR are ensuring that choose of material like lead can be replaced by tin for soldering. So lead is a deadly element. So both the element can have the similar type of property for soldering. You should use tin. So the end of life, you should not have lead in your product. So all those things are going on. Our designer and engineers around the world are changing the product. Like picture tube, earlier picture tube, there was a lead inside. So that picture tube has been converted to the flat panel. So that flat panels that you are get rid of that. So design is also changing. So EPR, it is not ensuring that how we are managing the waste, how you are reducing the waste, so that you have a better design of the product, and you have to see that what are the secondary raw material after end of life you can use in your original production. So these are the some of the circularity people are ensuring through policy push, so that actually is strengthening the EPR further.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. And this is one interesting point that you have mentioned, replacing the hazardous material also. Something which is hazardous should not be used in the first place. We should minimize the use of hazardous materials in, the electronic sector. And if there is a replacement, that's well and good. So, sir, in what areas do you see the most significant potential for adopting circular economy principles through the integration of technology and digitization in India?
Interesting question. Circular economy action plan, our ministry has come up in 2021 as Niti Aayog thought that there are 11 verticals where circular economy should be pushed. One was the electrical and electronics equipment sector. So the e-waste circular economy action plan we have developed from meeting, where many such policy intervention we have mentioned. So some of the things I'm mentioning here, maybe in future we will be having an ideal situation. What we push that in our ministry, we are pushing the PLR for manufacturing, for specs, electronic EMC clusters for electronic manufacturing, where subsidies are giving. So once we are subsidy we are giving, can you push a circular economy index for a company to give the better subsidy, or if you are not qualifying CE index, can you take some of your subsidy, like you are offering 25%, you are rating low in CE index, can you take only 22% for you? So these are the some of the policy push actually improve our electronic industry, because you are not China, you are India, you are starting the process now for manufacturing. So at least you should come out with a green approach of manufacturing line, so that in future, so you'll be seeing that after 20 years or 15 years, how your product, this process line will be used for another 20 years. So you should see how this process line actually giving you the green product. Second point, another very interesting policy push, mostly the 30% purchase are there from the government sector, public sector. Can you push a green public procurement? So if you have a green product, so you will be giving you a preference. So Europe has already started. So this is another policy push we have introduced here. Another thing we mentioned that there should be CE logo in the product. So if you are mentioning some of the CE parameter, so you will be having a CE logo in the product, so the consumer will immediately identify this is a better product, we should go for that. So this type of things, like another I can mention here, like bulk consumer, like our ministry, many other ministry. We have a state governments, we have a different public sector banks. So they are purchasing the computers and other electronic products. Why don't you convert that? Without owning the product, can you go for a service model? If you are going for a service model, then those products can be used for a school, NGOs, different type of thing that you are prime time of that product you are using, but there is a second use. So that will actually reduce the load in electronic waste in future. So but these are all the policy push. So in our country, you may require a graded approach to adapt it, because initially the manufacturers, due to the fear of losing the volume of production, they are not very much on board, but it can be taken in a graded approach. That is my push. But these are all some of the things. There are more than 1,000 items we have included in that circular action plan. Maybe it is a dossier for 10 years or 20 years to absorb for the country.
That's wonderful, sir. It's interesting to know what all advancements our government is trying to make in this front, and it's really, ahead of times, I would say, because the countries which have already experienced, like China, that you have given example, which have already experienced few challenges, so we can definitely learn from
Yes.
those challenges and build upon that.
Yes.
So, definitely. Now, circular design principles are crucial in product development, sir, as everybody knows. So, can you elaborate on how advanced design can aid in the creation of products that are easier to repair, remanufacture, and recycle?
A very interesting point. Europe is very vocal about the circular design, and they are promoting circular economy in a forefront. So they have introduced a right to repair act also. It has started from USA, some of the states. So now it has come to Europe also. France is the only country in the world. If you are recycling a product which is having a usable life, is a punishable offense. You'll be having a 7 years of jail. So these are the some of the thing people or some countries are advanced countries are taking up. On that juncture, I should mention one of the American mobile brand Motorola come out with a modular design. Modular design is an example for better design, where it is called that 72% of the available components, fixtures, casing are used into the new phone. So basically, when you are changing your phone, you should be bothered about your speed, storage, better camera, or these are the items. Why you will be changing the casing, or why you will be changing the screw inside it? So there are some of the material value. So in the modern design, we should see what are the different minimization of the material use, because material is a real scarce in the world. So can you use the same function with a less material, or can you use the same functionality of the device using the secondary raw material or the usable component and features? So these are the things are going on. So Motorola modular design is famous in Europe, and they are promoting it. And also the consumer are very conscious about the green design. So though they prefer that modular thing. So, but this is not as important or popular in our country. So these are the things still you have to see. Another thing I should mention: if you have right to repair act in our country, then the main now also we have a refurbished phone in our market. But maybe Amazon is also selling many refurbished phone, but they are not owned by the OEM, original OEM. They are actually repaired by some place selling into the online thing. So you are not getting a warranty from the company. So if you have a right to repair, then the company like Samsung, Apple, they will be able to sell that device in a retro name. So that will be giving the consumer better, safety and also the some warranty of the second hand of this thing, second hand device or refurbished device. So that are the policy thing is missing in our country, that requires to be introduced so that consumer will be getting a better service from the repaired or refurbished phone. That will reduce definitely the generation of electronic waste.
Obviously, the consumer won't go for something, they're spending money also, but they are not getting the warranty and no warranty or guarantee on that particular product. So definitely that comes into picture. The right to repair should be there, definitely. And sir, how does the concept of servitization, where companies offer services instead of just product, play a role in the circular economy, and how can technology support this transition? There are few examples which you already have mentioned. One that companies are, giving the services now instead of products. So how it can, the technology support this transition, this kind of technology?
Actually, if you see the cloud provider, cloud service provider, there this service model is always in place, where your investment cost is huge. So, and also you require continuously augmentation of your hardware, software for better service. So their service is the main focus for any client or any consumer to look at. So there this thing is in place. But if you see the in bulk consumer, they are using a huge photocopier machine or huge mass ma copying machine, or the printer, or people are using a different type of heavy duty, different type of air conditioning equipment and all. So they are the service model. Is still it is a very fluid stage. People are not aware of. And also there is a, because I have tried after that circularity action plan, in our ministry we have set up a committee, and industry association were also member, but there are a lot of resistance from the original equipment manufacturers, because they obviously see there will be a reduction of their production. So that awareness, sensitization, because this pressure should come from the consumer. We should not use this type of thing, because you as a you are purchasing a your smartphone, it has some it is possible, but if you are purchasing a computer for your office place, it is not at all required. You require a actually better service of your thing. And also you should have a very good data erasing technology, so that your data should be erased once you will be handing over that service to them. So these are the things still in a fluid stage. People are not having adequate knowledge, or this thing require a lot of sensitization.
A lot of trainings or maybe some sensitization programs, a lot of awareness to be spread. This one initiative of ours, that's what we are trying to do through the circular chat, to create awareness. And lastly, sir, what do you see as the most exciting and promising technological advancements on the horizon that could further accelerate the transition to a circular economy in the coming years?
Interesting point. If you see any technology quantum jump from, let us take telecom technology, 2G to 3G to 4G to 5G and 6G, you must have seen lot of hardware stuff are reducing, and you are getting things converted to the software and embedded system. And also there are things are getting minimized in a different model. So you may not require many devices to operate. So the technological disruption is changing the definition of the phone, or definition of the different type of writing device. Recently I have found one ordinary paper you can write, so that is translated in some screen. So any teachers presently using a tab may be converted to some one device, and you require one. So smart pen, they are calling it smart pen. So there is a sensor, and it's ordinary paper. It is converting it to through digital means to a screen. So many technological advancements is coming, so that will reduce the use of the device. Because our problem is not manufacturing the device. Smart device you can manufacture, but where is the material? In Mother Earth, material is not there. You are having, let us take 500 or 600 million smartphone. That also used by maybe 300 million population, because many guys are having one or two phone. Okay, so if you are really interested to cater the 1200 or 1400 million Indian population, you may have to develop 2000 million phone. So But you will not get that much, rare earth, that much critical raw material in our country or outside the country. So you have to design a certain things, or you have to develop certain things so that the same functionality or same purpose can be served with a different piece of thing. So that is also continuously evolving. So another 10 years we'll be seeing that disruptive technology will come. Many devices will be reduced. Like one smartphone had replaced the digital camera, or different type of processors, different type of storage device. So this is a continuous process. We will see this will come up in the future. You may not require many things which are presently you are using.
Absolutely, sir. So this, we cannot indefinitely keep extracting from Mother Earth. There is an end to it. There we'll have to put an end to it, and whatever is already in the cycle, whatever already is in the loop, we have to make the optimum use of it. So this is indeed a very engaging discussion, sir. It is really motivational to hear all these positive changes that our government is trying to implement. And I wish to thank you and the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology on behalf of ICCE for being here with us today. Would you like to say something, sir? Few words from you, sir.
Well, I think this is a very good initiative. You keep on doing it. There are many, experts interested to sensitize, and it is a very cost-effective mode of doing, and you can circulate through social media. And if youths are, getting sensitized, they will definitely sensitize their parents. In that way, entire community can be actually tutored to do the better thing. And without circular economy, our economy cannot grow. And one thing I should say, we are aspiring for a $5 trillion economy, where $1 trillion will be contributed by digital technology. And digital technology without electronics is not possible. So we'll be using that much electronics, but how judicially we can use that minimum materials we can consume. So that should be our main objective, and that is only possible through circular economy.
Definitely. And there is a lot of awareness that has to go in, because with the prosperity, people are having more purchasing power. They are consuming more and more. So there has to be an awareness around it that no matter how much you are having, no matter how much you are earning, but yes, you have to limit your consumption patterns. You have to be conscious about your consumption patterns.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah. Thanks for
consumption pattern you cannot reduce, but you can consumption pattern you can reduce, but the functionality will enhance. So that is how you have to find out a balance between the material, and same thing you can do from a different device, which will use the different technology, so that material use can be reduced. So that should be our motto. And innovative minds are continuously coming out with those type of solutions, and in future you will be seeing them.
Okay. Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you next week on Wednesday at the same time, and with the new expert sharing his expertise. Keep following our social media handles for any upcoming events. Have a great evening. Thank you. Thanks a lot.